Hello YouTube fans, back again. And now I thought I'd talk about another film. Very rarely hear of it lately. And I remember on the days of the Rentable Video Store, I rented this out. I remember a little girl next to a Joe. Excuse me, my announcement isn't that good, as you know I have a speech impairment. She has a little Joe, and I remember it being a cheap cover, a house near a cemetery. And I think, it's a bit cheaper. I like horror films, and back then I was a bit underage, thanks to my naughty mum. But I watched this film, and I've got to admit, it scared the shit out of me. And to be honest, a lot of these haunted house films need to learn from this, because this was an haunted house and a murder mystery rolled into one. It starts off with a very naughty little girl who gets punished, and this house is for Father of the Day. He locks her in a basement for killing a little chat, a little pet by the way. Because he murdered a little chat, stabbing it with scissors. Her punishment is she gets locked in a cellar with a light off. Bit of a good far for that, innit? That's how you teach your kids. Lock them in basements. But he gets killed, the mum gets killed. You don't see the kiddie get killed, but you're assuming she does, because it gets mentioned, which I'm happy, because you don't need to see that in a film. And it cuts to 20 years later. And basically it's just a murder and mystery. It's a whodunit. Deaths start happening and people get killed and bumped off one by one. It's your typical slasher meets haunted house. You've got these two couple that go investigate, going into this haunted house. And there's just they meet a couple of other people, I should say, on the way. The movie, what the fuck I've been rapping on for half an hour about, it's called Ghost House. It's not a bad film. If you're going into it for just blood and gore, you definitely get it in buckets. Classic scene where a dude gets cut in half. And a lot of other good deaths. A scene where a guy gets locked into a coffin after getting his head smashed in. It's your typical blood and dice film, but with an haunted house. Which I think is different. I do like every time something bad's going to happen, you get a well-known bit of music. That being either there, either there, either there. If you hear it, you hear that music a lot. That gets a bit irritating, but at the same time, it's a bit cheaper. And it does have a bit of an unusual twist at the end. Normally I don't go for downbeat endings, but it does have an interesting twist. And I don't really want to give it away, because it will spoil it for you. But Ghost House from 1988 is an interesting haunted house horror film. It's cheaper when it wants to be, and it follows a lot of blood and gore. I seen Ghost House today's a rentable video. Got it now. It's not a bad one, but it's more of a murder mystery. It's more of a whodunit. It's why this is happening and why this little girl and the Joe is happening. It does have a few classic scenes, like a girl, which you may have seen in a lot of horror films, splashes water on her face and the water turns into blood. This was done the right way, that water gets turned into blood. You've seen it a few times, and has a few twists and turns on the way. Let's not forget a guy that plays a prank on a lot of people. I always feel there was a scene there that's slightly timid, as you see him dead, but you don't see him get killed. Do have a little bits in there where that does happen, people die in it, and it's like they didn't show it. But Ghost House isn't a bad film. It's not a date, but it's not bad. So for that, people, I'm going to give it a 2-star rating. Other than that, don't go in that house. Ghost House. Have a good one.